because she worked with young children, she was told she was putting their lives at risk. So I'm going to go to 102 in this video and play a few minutes of it as a reminder of what we're dealing with.
Has radically changed. We should have never been here.
She was out of the coma a little bit before we were supposed to leave, and she knew what day it was, and she wanted to know if she was still going to be able to go on the trip. And I had to tell her no.
My name is Emma Burkey. I like to go to the beach. I don't know if you can see my room, but I really wanted to go to Hawaii because we were supposed to go to Hawaii for my senior trip, but I didn't get to go. In March, I got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. I got it because I work with babies in the nursery and I volunteer there. And then I also babysit, so I'm around babies all the time. It's what I love to do. I didn't want to put the babies in danger.
$335 COVID-19 deaths under the age of 18. This is according to CDC. 73 million people under the age of 18.
I got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine because, you know, it's one dose. They said it'd be easy. I had fevers and vomiting, and the doctor said that it was normal, so we didn't think anything of it. On April 2nd, I had a horrible headache. I went to work before because it wasn't that bad. I remember I walked to my car and I just sat in my car, and then I was like, okay, you gotta get home. Like, just get home and then you can lay down. I got home and I had this terrible headache. It felt like my head was vibrating.
That was extremely alarming. I mean, your head shouldn't feel like it's vibrating.
She said we should go to the doctor the next day. And so I went up to my bedroom to go to sleep, and I laid down and I shot up straight away, and I had thrown up all over myself. And my mom came in and we went to the bathroom so in case I needed to throw up. And my mom noticed that I was looking like this way.
Her head started just turning to the side and her eyes were fixed and she wasn't responding to me. And there was some blood in the vomit.
And so she thought I was having a seizure, so she called the ambulance, and they thought the same thing, so they took me to the hospital in an ambulance and called a code white.
The doctor came over when we got to the hospital, and he asked the paramedics why they called it as a code white, because he said, I guarantee you she's not having a stroke. And he didn't even get close to her gurney, and then he walked away. So they took her for her MRI, CAT scan, and then about 30 minutes later they came and told me she had a brain bleed. She was having a stroke. We didn't know why, and the doctor said, well, it was just a small bleed. And it's like, okay, well, why is she having a bleed? They told us it was going to be a very long weekend. We weren't really understanding everything that was going on. The second night we were there was awful.
I had 3 brain surgeries. I had a feeding tube put in, a trach tube put in, and they didn't think that I would ever get my trach tube out. And I moved it from my mouth to my throat. You can see the scar here.
It is unbelievable, and this story goes on and on. It explains in detail what they're doing, how they're living, how their bills are piling up, and more. And I put it in the description box below, and then they make this statement at the very end.
I went to walk on the beach with the sand in my toes and be able to hold and play with babies.
I'm holding up because she's holding up, and God's holding all of us up.
I'm Emma Burkey, and I am going to do the things that I want to do no matter what obstacles stand in my way.